What is up, my friends, and how's it going? And welcome back to the second episode of our live stream with your fellow comrade Summary. We are playing as Roma in Rise of the Republic using my submod Ab Urbe Condita, which I have made in collaboration with Sergeant Meme Suraj. However, in the previous episode, we did manage to conquer further south, conquering Latium, Campania, with the exception, of course, this island that is still owned by Neapolis. We have conquered the capital of Samnium as well. However, I do apologize for starting this stream a little bit earlier, as I do have some work to do, and so I will be ending the stream early as well. So just so that we can get those 2 hours in, I started the stream early. However, nothing much else to do in this turn. As usual, we are at the end turn, and what we are going to do is end the turn, and we are at war with the Lucani, and they have 2 more settlements remaining. We might conquer it if they do not peace out. However, if they do peace out, then we are going to take that peace option, as we definitely want to secure our south and expand across the Apennine mountain ranges so that we have a shorter front line, as you can see over here, and we can create a southern frontier as well, allowing maybe 1 or 2 legions on each front to effectively defend each front. However, having a long geographical feature like this means you can pretty much be attacked from multiple directions, so we really want to shorten our borders by conquering across the Italian peninsula and not along the Italian peninsula. With that being said and done, let us go ahead, have a quick look at our politics. Our political factions are fairly loyal. We can go ahead and marry off some characters, so let's go ahead and do that. I mean, it's not really that important to marry off characters, and that is because it takes a long time for our children to level up or to to age or come of age. With that being said and done, let's go ahead and end the turn and see what the Lucani will be up to. My guess is that they will most likely attack our southernmost settlement, which we have just taken over from them. And although our army is depleted, we do have a lot of hoplites in the city, as opposed to them not having any hoplite units, so we should be able to hold out against the Lucani. And there we go, we have the Lucani, and we are going to select the control large armies off. And they don't have any hoplite units. These guys kind of look like hoplite units, but they're not. They're just regular spearmen. So we should have an easy time dealing with the Lucani. Hopefully in this battle we will have a very decisive victory in which we can peace out the Lucani in the next turn. And we'll have to see how that goes. However, for now, what I am going to do is quickly have a look at the settlement. Okay. The settlement. Alright, okay, I understand this settlement. Alright. So what we need to do is put a couple of hoplites over here. Protect that entry. And we can put a couple of hoplites here to protect this side. General in group 1, cavalry in group 3. Go ahead. And we can keep these guys in reserve. And these guys here. Slingers. Companion cavalry. As well as our general. And we're going to create some traps as well. Might as well. And let's go ahead and start the battle. As you can see, the enemy always has a fog, which is something I really don't like. Especially.
Reinforcements approaching.
And of course we have to keep an eye out of where exactly the reinforcements are coming from, and it seems like they want to come from this direction. So what we are going to do is we are going to position our slingers over here, get our Principes and Hastati to kind of protect this entrance. And we can fast forward a little bit just to get the battle underway. What we have here are velites, so our Plumni should be quite capable of dealing with them. Of course they are taking some damage.
Our hidden unit
Let's go ahead and assign our Palumni to start firing at them. Alright, fantastic. Meanwhile, over here we have a cavalry unit that's trying to get across. Our hoplite line over here isn't perfect, so we are going to readjust it real quick in double time. This cavalry can almost hit the rear of this phalanx unit, but it just gets into position in time. That is great. Meanwhile, we're going to pull back up Limni, because of course the enemy cavalry is charging towards our skirmishers, and we definitely want to avoid being caught out by the enemy. And just in time we managed to lure the enemy into our hoplite phalanx, and as such they are going to take a significant amount of casualties from, of course, a hoplite phalanx. Go ahead, toggle on that guard mode and keep attacking these velites. Nope. Definitely want to be here. Meanwhile, over here, this cavalry unit is also losing decisively to our more elite hoplite units. And these are the hoplites class 2. It's not exactly accurate. We are going to fix that. This should be class 1. Pretty much. Hololive, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you with us. And very quickly, these guys are going to retreat. Meanwhile, these velites have exhausted all their ammunition, which means it's a good time to throw in the remainder of our javelins. Great. Let's get our Palumni slightly behind. And get our slingers all the way over here. They can start targeting this unit over here, this unit of velites. And just a quick look at the entire enemy army. They don't have that many troops, which is kind of good news. And they don't have a lot of ranged units as well. Alright, we're going to move our slingers here so that they can get a line of sight to attack those velites. Meanwhile, our Palumni are throwing in their javelins against this unit. It's not going to do well against our hoplite phalanx. Yes, of course. And we might as well get a cavalry over here in anticipation that once this unit breaks off, we can quickly attack these units over here. Those skirmisher kind of units. Let's very quickly throw our slingers into the velites over here. Quick look at our hoplite phalanx and push it up to attack the enemy. Let's group up the Samnite, I believe. Our companion cavalry, I'm sorry. So we want to get these companion cavalry over here. Try to get them around. Try to get them around. Come on. The remainder of you. Alright, and charge into those velites now. And we could get caught in a melee over here, so what we are going to do is we are very quickly going to charge back at this unit.
The enemy general is dead.
Alright, meanwhile over here things are looking quite fine. Alright, we have dealt with that one unit, and the other unit is also quite destroyed. So let's actually get our companion cavalry a little bit out so that they can maneuver a little bit better. Meanwhile, move our hoplite phalanx as well. Move them here. Get the cavalry to charge into the sword unit. The sword unit should not be able to brace all that well against a cavalry charge, and as you can see, they took quite a significant amount of casualties, about 10 casualties. We're quickly going to move these guys behind once again. And over here, the remainder of the enemy force is entirely engaged with our units. So let us actually try to take advantage of that fact. We're going to move all the way around, and we're going to try to encircle them just like that. Get a cavalry. Hello Roderick, welcome to the live stream, glad to have you with us. And we're going to move our cavalry, I believe, into a location where we can sort of kind of you know, flank the enemy, as of course there is a huge engagement going on over here and we can't really move through all of those spearmen. Meanwhile, another unit is appearing in the distance. It is 2 skirmisher units, so that's kind of good news for our cavalry. Double tap on 3 to quickly see our cavalry. And now what we want to do is move our slingers as well. Move them here, hold down the shift key here and here. Perfect. Now cavalry can come here.
Ready for orders.
This unit is trying to flank us. Let us quickly reform our hoplite line over there so that they cannot get in behind us. Right, our cavalry is in position. Get them all the way out. And we can bring our general here to inspire these troops as well. Hello Adrian, welcome to the live stream. Is it a little early to be slaughtering the enemies of Rome? It's a little bit earlier on the live stream. I did apologize for it. I do have some work to attend to later on in the day, so that's why I decided to prepone my live stream by about 15 minutes. Let's get our slingers all the way out here and here. Meanwhile, of this cavalry, we can get 2 of them over here. The other 2, you can come in this direction. What we are going to do is charge against these units. General is nearly in position, as our Hastati or Principe, or rather class 4 and 5. They technically should be 3 and 4, not 4 and 5. However, of course, we will be changing that and adjusting it accordingly. We throw in our javelins into the backs of these enemy units. And we'll go ahead, charge with our other units.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Keep charging. This cavalry unit can come here, dispatch that unit. Our general doesn't have any abilities. That is a bit strange.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And now we can charge in with this unit as well. Great, so we have managed to rout out some of the units in this massive blob. However, of course, the main priority will be to take care of the other blob over here. So we're going to move our cavalry towards that direction. Meanwhile, our slingers are slowly but surely moving out.
Ready and waiting.
Quickly get our slingers into that position, and our cavalry will easily dispatch this Velite unit. And there we go, just massacring this unit. And now it is time to rear charge the enemy over here, hopefully trying to, you know, get a decisive blow. We can charge this unit since it is wavering, so that will be good for us. Meanwhile, we are going to focus our attack slingers on that unit. Go ahead, charge our hoplite phalanx up ahead. Fantastic. The cavalry over here has done well, so we can pull them behind. And the other cav unit can come into position for that cycle charge. And what you want to be doing, and I have noticed a lot of players don't really cycle charge. And definitely what you want to be doing is cycle charging a lot. Let's actually keep this unit behind so that this unit can get a clean charge off. And we can have a quick look at the charge, of course. And just like that, with big damage on that charge. But we are going to pull back again, charge with the next unit. Meanwhile, this unit can start taking out some of the other units. And we're going to move our general in this direction to deal with that unit. We're going to take the smaller cavalry as well to deal with this unit. Very quickly charge into the remainder of the enemy. And this cavalry unit can almost get into position. Alright, let's charge once again. Pull this cavalry behind.
Riders, advance! Italian cavalry.
Okay, and we're nearly done dealing with these units, so should be quite good for us to kind of dispatch all of them. Meanwhile here, we have cleaned up the mess, so we can go ahead and charge, and we're going to move this cavalry in that direction. Once again, another charge. These units are pretty strong and they are bracing quite well for the charge. However, they are taking some damage if we let our cavalry be in there for a little while. And we can even charge against this unit. And of course, the entire enemy is going to rout. We're going to win the battle. And what we really need to do is fast forward over here, continue the battle, fast forward, and go ahead and kill as many units as we can.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
These guys here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Keep chasing. Get a hoplites out of phalanx formation. A lot of enemies to chase down. Quite a decisive battle. We did manage to lose some units, however we haven't lost all of our units. What we are going to do is continue the chase. However, we did have a very depleted army, so this is quite a good victory in my opinion. Ooh, very quickly chase down these units as well. Okay, we're nearly done wiping out the enemy. Just gotta keep chasing these units over here. And once these units are done, and they have just escaped from the battlefield, so we might as well end the battle. Heroic victory, of course. And we lost only 409 men despite being outnumbered significantly, so quite a good victory, and hopefully the Lucani will be in a position to negotiate for a peace, and then we can focus on expanding our realm across the Apennine mountain range, thereby limiting, of course, our frontiers. Down goes one army. The other army should be quite significantly weakened. And I could enslave the captives, or I could release them. I am going to ransom them off so that they do not hate us, and it would be more easier to establish some sort of peace agreement. Alright, here we are in the next turn. We are going to move our spy all the way across into the heartlands of the Lucani just to get a line of sight of what all armies they have. And they don't really have a lot of armies, and they do have 2 hostile stacks ready to attack at the capital, so they might actually piece us out now, and that is exactly what we kind of need. So let's go ahead and piece out the Lucani. Still on low. We could perhaps even chase down this army. They might be able to retreat, however. And we want that army upkeep cost as well as the melee attack for sure. Get the melee attack skill. Fantastic. As well as our general has leveled up, so let's go ahead, give him some more campaign range movement. Gravitas, not bad. And even our champion has leveled up, so that is also fantastic. Let's move our army. Try to deal with this unit if we can. There we go. Easy auto-resolve. Down goes that army. We're going to release the captives once again. And then we're going to move back towards Poseidonia. We're going to build a temple over here and a fishing port to help with that food situation. Meanwhile, Legio 3 Invicta is kind of, and I'm not going to name it Invicta because it hasn't even fought a single battle, so it doesn't make sense to call it Invicta. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this to Legio Invicta. And we can name Legio 3 to Ferrata instead. Ferrata, perfect. Quickly get this guy to exchange off his troops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And the remaining troops we can just disband. And we can put him back where he's supposed to be. Meanwhile, I want to keep marching towards Capua. I definitely want to build the last couple of companion cavalry in Legio 1 Invicta. And once I do that, I will be focusing somewhere around this region, try to cut across the other Samnite tribes, perhaps even declare war against the Sabines. Very quickly have a look at our other provinces. We can build a temple over here. That should help a little bit with the public order and of course the cultural conversion. However, in the next turn we should have Latium as the dominant culture over here. And speaking of dominant culture, let's have a very quick look at how much the Tarchuna actually like us. Can we make a defensive alliance out of them? We cannot. But I am going to risk it and send a character to them. Because if we can, I'm sorry, we need to click this button. Because if we can get the settlement of Vey off them, that will be quite helpful. That being said and done, I think it is possibly time to go ahead and end the turn. And before we do that, let's see if we can piece them out. Right now, the Lucani, they're still on low. They're very unlikely to piece us out. However, they are going to pretty much lose all of their settlements to, of course, Croton. And Croton is fairly friendly with us. We're going to see if we can get a military access agreement with them. Go ahead and end the turn.
Rome will be proud of her son.
Alright. So I'd say it's quite a stable start to our campaign, and pretty much the last episode sealed our dominance in at least the western half of Italia. What we want to do is move across, as I mentioned, but of course we are quite happy to be stay put. What we're gonna do is move all the way towards Neapolis, as they should have a lot more population for our replenishment. And in the next couple of turns we should be able to replenish. Meanwhile, we are going to move Legio 3 Ferrata into Capua, hopefully be able to recruit some companion cavalry. And we are able to recruit 4 companion cavalry, which is good news. Meanwhile, our dignitary has also reached over here, so we can deploy him in Samnium in an attempt to culturally convert the province. Move our governor back into Nagi. And now that we have the slave trader, it is time to change our edict to the commercial stimulation edict in order to make a lot more money. And what I really want is to upgrade these cattle ranches into centralized ranch, and for that I need to research this technology, which is quite a ways off. And once I am able to do that, then that should be pretty much... we should be making quite a lot of money. Let's go ahead, upgrade our champion. Even we can upgrade our spy over here. Right, we have another spy all the way here.
As you command.
And I'm really curious as to what the Samnites are up to. I have no idea. I need another 3 battles with them. So definitely we'll have to go to war against the Samnites in order to trigger our reforms, because we have 2 kinds of reforms in this submod. And the first reform, we're very close to achieving it. We just have another couple of turns, and it is the Latin reform, so we can get access to the Latini hoplites, which is quite useful because they will reduce the strain on our population class, as they do come from the Peregrini class. However, they are limited to 8 per faction, or for Rome itself, because only Rome gets access to it. Fantastic. It seems like the Croton is attacking Potentia, so that is also fantastic. Meanwhile, a quick look at the Samnites. Who are they at war with? They are at war with Neapolis, so we don't really have to worry all that much. Meanwhile, we can move our army, which has depleted the population over here, back to Poseidonia.
Keep your eyes peeled.
And we can move... What we want to do is move into Capua, perhaps recruit a couple more of these cavalry units, disband these units over here in anticipation to receive the new Campanian cavalry, and then we're going to march Legio III Ferrata back up and try to complete its recruitment. Alright, just a quick look at all our provinces, and everything seems to be in control. We can build up this sanitation building, so let's go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, what we really want is to defeat Neapolis next as well, in order to secure the entirety of Campania, which will be quite helpful, especially since we will be able to issue another edict in the province. However, a very quick look at our politics. Everything seems to be fine. We are slowly building up across Imperium level 4. We want to hit Imperium level 5. We have our maximum army capacity, and what we really need to do... I kind of forgot I had something on my mind. Right, okay, never mind, let's go ahead and end the turn. And I did want to see something. It is kind of bugging me right now, however, it is what it is. We can marry off this character for now. And let's go ahead and end the turn. For those of you who have watched Terminator's stream on this submod as well, will kind of know that, of course, he's struggling a lot, and that is because, you know, just to have some constructive criticism on the way he has played out his campaign. I haven't seen it entirely. Kalispera, my friend, how are you? I thought it would be Calimera, but Kalispera it is. And thank you very much, Efkaristopoli, for joining the stream. Alright, okay, so we have bunch of Neapolitans over here, which means we can sort of kind of move this army into the port of Neapolis, their former capital. Go ahead, give them a couple of these cavalry units. Meanwhile, move our army all the way back up to Roma. And what we really need to do is also conquer the rest of Samnium, because we can't keep marching up and down in order to you know, build up an army, and we definitely need another military recruitment province.
Hermes preserve us. Our women folk will be inconsolable.
Alright, perfect.
Probably.
Yeah, the cultural conversion is looking pretty powerful. Of course, once we take out this island province, then we should be able to, you know, pretty much secure this entire province. However, quick look at the characters that have leveled up. We have a character over here. We can give him that agricultural income, as well as some empire maintenance. Meanwhile, our spy over here has leveled up. Let's quickly give him the abilities that I typically go for with spies. And even our governor general over here has leveled up, which is great news because we can get some further tax rate increments. That's slowly kicking up our economy. We don't really need the weapon damage. What we can get is the local tax rate over here, as well as the public order. And I kind of misclicked that, but we want more public order over here. And since our food is really good, I think it's time to actually upgrade our settlements. So let's just go ahead and upgrade all of our buildings, and that should pretty much increase the income that we are generating in Latium, which is 8,100 denarii for now, which is quite respectable. However, it can be a lot better. Meanwhile, we can even promote some characters, so let's go ahead and promote that, as promotions of characters actually gives you a lot of benefits, especially if they're governor generals. So we definitely need to do that. Yes, Calimera means good morning, Calispera means good evening. Yes, I am aware of that, and I thought it would be morning in Greece. However, I'm guessing it's 1 o'clock, so it's kind of afternoon really. Sergeant Meme Swaraj, I love how they added minor islands like Neapolis. Yeah, it's fantastic. Actually, Neapolis is a city which is basically Napoli, and it is on the mainland of Italy. The island is owned by Neapolis, but it is not Neapolis itself. Dominic Sayoko, what up bro? Huge fan over here. Thank you Dominic, and welcome to the live stream. I am definitely glad to have you with us.
Give us our course.
So, can't really get our army to reach that island. However, let's just move across. I mean, yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of attrition, but I don't really care. This settlement is not that well defended, and we should be able to deal with them quite easily. Meanwhile, Neapolis, let's quickly check the garrison. Alright, Neapolis is far off from us, so we can actually move our armies back towards Roma capital. We gotta be a little bit careful. The Samnites over here seem interested in attacking us, so definitely we gotta be a little bit careful of what's going on over here. They do have a 20 stack, and I think we might have to attack them. We have fought 6 battles, so I'm guessing this would be 7, 8, 9. We need a couple more battles. So, not entirely sure which direction they will go to. If they go towards Neapolis, that could be an issue. So, let us actually see if we should actually declare yet another war against the Samnites, and we can actually use Neapolis to declare that war. And they accept, which means we are at war once again with the Samnites. And let's see quickly in our politics elections if we can appoint a dictator. And it is going to be our main general. Let's go ahead and appoint him as a dictator. Meanwhile, move our army to attack the Samnites. They're not in fortified formation. They do have the auto-resolve bonus. However, we should be able to take them on, in my opinion. I actually went to Greece in 2021, I believe. Yes. And it is a beautiful, beautiful country, and the people are so fantastic. I really love the Greek people. Really friendly people. And okay, let's quickly arrange our army. Fantastic. Get these guys all the way in the back. Alumni can be on either flanks with their javelins turned off. And these guys can be on the flanks in order to protect or reinforce should we need to do that. We can put our general all the way in the back, as was common for Roman generals. Let's go ahead, start the battle, slowly move up our front lines. And so Greece was really a fantastic place. I really enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the, the people were really friendly. I went to about 5 places in Greece. I went to Athens, Mykonos, Santorini, Corfu, as well as Zakynthos. So let's run up with group 5 because they are a little bit slow and they're getting caught up by our slingers. So we are going to double time it with group 5 and we can slow down these guys meanwhile. The hoplites are slowly getting into formation. We can slow them down now. We can pretty much just now run with the entire group so that everyone gets into formation. Make sure to toggle on that guard mode. Quickly move up our units a bit further. And group 5 can run once again into position. And just like that, the battle has commenced. And what we are going to do is, we don't have the numerical advantage when it comes to cavalry, so we definitely want to push our general in this direction. Meanwhile, our entire hoplite line can get into that phalanx formation. Quickly over here, have a quick look of what's going on in this direction. We can catch this cavalry in the flank, which is exactly what we want to do. Go ahead, charge this cavalry unit. And, assign all of our cavalry to attack. Over here, let's quickly move this cavalry in this direction. It seems like this cavalry is going to charge over here. So what we are actually going to do is get this cavalry all the way over there. Meanwhile, these units are trying to support their cavalry, and we're not going to let that happen. We're going to charge into them. And we're going to charge right into these units. Now I'm really surprised that this cavalry unit hasn't taken a lot of damage, isn't losing decisively. Okay, that's great. We managed to distract these spearmen, which kind of means we can pull our general back out. Which kind of means we should be able to, secure our cavalry over here. Meanwhile, we move this cavalry back out. Get him ready for a charge. Now general can attack over here. This unit is finally losing, and what we need to do is move our 5th class units all the way over here in this direction, and we are going to try to encircle the enemy real quick. Fantastic. Cavalry is out of position, so we can charge them back in. Meanwhile, our general can continue to charge that unit. Actually, there's no point to it. We might as well move him back. That unit will definitely return to the battle. So, you came during COVID, however, precautions were a little too strict in Greece at that time. They weren't that strict by the time I went, and nobody was wearing their masks, and I was really happy. So, yeah, it was quite good. And now that we are in position, we can get up alumni to try to encircle the enemy. Okay, this cavalry unit has done well. And the other cavalry unit is kind of returning to the battle. So we can get our cavalry back out there, get our general all the way here. Get up alumni all the way up front. Alumni keep moving. Cavalry charge. Fantastic, and now these guys should lose quite decisively and retreat really quickly. Meanwhile, this cavalry is done with that unit. We can quickly move our units over here and throw their javelins into the backs of the enemy hoplite, hopefully. Meanwhile, these Pelumni can reorient over here, get a cavalry all the way over here. And we're gonna take you, put you in this direction. You can come in this direction. Engage the fire at will. And we are gonna engage the fire at will for you as well. You're gonna throw your javelins over there. Meanwhile, our other cavalry units can come over here. Our main line is holding quite well. We are gonna charge definitely into these units, as we will be losing decisively if we do not do that, of course. Our 5th class units are not that powerful, so we definitely want to cycle charge and select both of the cavalry, hit that J key, and they will move back into position. So that's a nifty little trick that you can use. Meanwhile, we're going to use these Principes to charge into the flanks of these units. And now that our cavalry is away from the enemy unit, we are going to try to once again charge them. Alright, we can charge the main front line. We should go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, charge our cavalry back. And should be quite a decisive charge, or quite a powerful charge really.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And we can pull them back again. Pull this unit back as well. Group 3, you can come back. General, meanwhile, get involved in the fighting. Meanwhile, our Pelumni over here have used up all their ammunition. We are going to try to encircle the enemy.
The men are wavering.
We have a bunch of units over here wavering. Unfortunately, if we do not support them, then it could be the end of it. So we are going to inspire over here. And we just charged at the exact wrong moment. Go ahead, charge once again, pull our cavalry out of there. They're going to take a couple of casualties, unfortunately. And move our general also out of there. These Samnites are quite powerful actually. It seems like they have a pretty bland roster, but their units are really powerful and they can really stay in a fight, so definitely it's not as easy to face off against these guys. Meanwhile, our slingers over here can start hitting these units. We're going to tempt them to face our direction so that we can shoot them in the backs. Quickly get our cavalry across. General can come back. Meanwhile, these units can kind of charge into over there. Get group 3 back out.
One of our units has used
Get
all
our
its
general to
ammunition.
cycle charge. Group 2, go ahead, hit that unit. Group 3, you're looking quite good. Charge this unit, pull back our general. Pretty much just attack the spear unit, make sure it doesn't return back to the fighting. Our hoplites can get
One of our
further
units has
involved.
used all its ammunition.
Meanwhile, our slingers will do a good job at dispatching this unit slowly but surely. Group 3, pull you back. General can come back as well. And we have the enemy general over here, so if we are able to kill him off, then that would be a good thing. Pull back our cavalry.
The brave ready for orders.
Right, okay, we managed to rout out that unit.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Pull back our general as well. If we could defeat the enemy general, then I have a feeling we can mass rout them. But for now, let us just use our cavalry to hunt down these units and get our general into position to deal with them. And we're going to toggle on the skirmish mode in these guys so that they keep moving away from the enemy. And of course, they are slowly losing a lot of troops. However, of course, they do have some swordsmen over here. Get our general to charge into the backs of their general unit, hopefully. And they are losing decisively, which is kind of good. Definitely want that to happen. We want them to break, absolutely break. Keep moving our hoplites up ahead. We can reposition our other hoplites over here. Get our cavalry into position. And we are going to charge this unit from multiple sides. And we managed to pull off one charge successfully, but we're going to pull back real quick. Charge them from the other direction. And they should lose decisively with that. And they will rout as a result of it. Meanwhile, this cavalry unit can kind of deal with the enemy over here. And we are pretty much done routing the enemy general. We're going to inspire once again. Push our hoplites into the fray. Fantastic. And with that, we have won quite an easy and decisive battle, but we are going to chase down every single enemy unit that we can. Just fast forward it over here. Quickly get these units to attack here. 1, 2, get out of hoplite phalanx. Start chasing these units. And fast forward. Try to kill as many units as we can. Go in this, you're not going to be able to catch up to those guys, unfortunately. Our general can come all the way over here. Okay, these two cavalry units are done, so they can attack this unit. And with that, we have won the battle. So let's go ahead, quit the battle, and have a quick look at the chat. You should do a campaign as them. As the Samnites. Well, that will be interesting. Gupta, hello, welcome to the live stream, Gupta. Glad to have you with us. So by the looks of the screen over here, I think I have wiped out an entire Samnite army. And so that was a really, really good battle. Let's go ahead and quickly enslave all the captives. And we're going to move back towards Poseidonia in order to replenish. Fantastic. And meanwhile over here, I mean, it could take forever for my army to reach over there. So what I'm going to do is actually move one of my governor generals over there instead. Should help with the public order, and at the same time we should be able to recruit some of those troops that we need. So what we need is a couple of these hoplites, about 3 more of those hoplites, and a very quick look to see how much they actually cost me. And I will not be able to get them, so I'm gonna wait until the next turn in order to get them. However, with that, I think I can go ahead and end the turn, quickly level up our dignitary for that cultural conversion, as well as the public order. And we have a decent garrison in Brovanium, so we should be able to hold out against this very levy-styled army. However, let's go ahead and end the turn. What difficulty are you playing on, First Centurion? I am playing on normal difficulty. And the reason being is I've actually tried hard, and it's not hard, it's not really hard, it's just annoying. You have a lot of unnecessary debuffs in my opinion, and it doesn't really make the AI smarter. All it does is it just gives you a lot of penalties, such as public order penalties, penalties with political parties, and so forth. So I don't really recommend playing it on hard. It's just not immersive at all, in my opinion. Of course, if you fancy playing on hard or legendary or, you know, very hard, then full power to you, man.
Send the ships out.
Let's go ahead and attack Neapolis. Their allies is Taras. And maybe we can piece out the Samnites. Oh no, Taras has taken over the Samnites. And that could mean we won't be able to have our... That is really unfortunate. That means our reforms could be in problem.
Speak your turn.
And definitely Sergeant Meme Suraj, if you're watching it, we really need to convert these other factions over here who are also Samnites to count for the reforms. However, that being said and done, let us have a quick look at what's going on over here. We do have a full stack of Taras. They will not be able to reach us, but we definitely want to attack Neapolis and complete the conquest of course, this settlement. We also need Comsa as it is part of Samnium. So we are definitely going to have to fight a war against Taras. So let's go ahead and declare this war. Taras will join. We are going to be untrustworthy. It's going to be an easy auto-resolve. And since it is Hellenic culture, let's go ahead and loot the settlement. Sorry for all of my Hellenic viewers out there, but it is what it is. And very quickly get some abilities to improve. With that, we should be able to wipe out the Neapolis faction quite easily. Very quickly go ahead and dismantle this building, repair that building, repair this one, and we can go ahead and dismantle this building as well. And now we are at war with Taras. Wonder if I can piece them out. And if I can, then that will be amazing. Taras has grown to quite a commendable size, mind you, but they will not be likely to accept a peace from me because of my diplomatic rating. And we can recruit 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Okay, we need another unit over there. You know what? We can use the glitch, which is pretty much recruit some other units, and then in the next turn we will not have consumed any of our first class population, so that is a pretty nifty trick. Go ahead, upgrade this religious building. Meanwhile, this character over here has leveled up, so we can give him some more cultural conversion as well as empire maintenance. And of course, as you can see, our economy is doing really decently right now. We are making about 8,000 denarii per turn. And we can issue an edict, which I kind of forgot, and we're going to issue the Sell Slaves Edict in Neapolis. Let's have a quick look at the cultural conversion 2.5, which means it's going to take quite a while for us to gain cultural dominance in Campania. In about, I guess, 6 to 7 turns we should gain that cultural dominance. Alright, what we are going to do is auto-resolve this one. This should put us at about 8 battles with the Samnites, unfortunately. Nothing much we can do about that. And the Samnites have been wiped out. We are going to enslave them. And Sergeant Meme Suraj, really we need to fix that second reform, because I mean, not being able to access the second reforms is going to be quite devastating, really. And it's really punishing the players for being so decisive against the Samnites. Trade agreement with us, that is actually quite good. Instead, what I am going to do is try to get a non-aggression with you. Military access, you will not accept that, but you will pay me for the non-aggression and trade agreement, which is kind of good, which is kind of what I want. And I really want to do that because once I conquer some of these territories of Taras, I definitely you know, want to have a defensible region over here. So having a friendly in the region would pretty much mean that Taras can only attack us from Capsa or Comsa, really. Meanwhile, we have this guy over here, and maybe we can ask him to join the war against Taras. That would be super helpful. And he has denied, of course. Meanwhile, we have discovered Aleria as well, so let's actually get a trade agreement with them, ask them to pay us a little bit for it.
Do not worry, when and if we want your gold.
Excellent.
We have our agreement. Let us move on.
Neapolis, what are you up to, Neapolis? You're coming a little bit too close to Neapolis itself, your original capital. However, you can go to either of those provinces, which is a little bit problematic, but you cannot reach the island that I just took over. So what I'm going to do is march this army back to Neapolis and deny you from taking it out. Meanwhile, we can build some more fishing ports over here, some more temples. Very quick look at this army that is moving slowly up towards Roma in order to get its full stack. We get another unit over there. And actually, let's just not get that unit selected like that so that we can actually even disband some units back into the province. So you're looking at 3 more, which would bring us up to 17. We already have some Pilumni, so we don't really need to get this Pilumni unit. What we need is 3 more will put us at 17, and we need the Hoplites Optimae. Alright, some of the characters have leveled up, so let us get the army upkeep. Definitely we want to be getting that. We want to also get the morale. Quick look at this army over here. It's a fairly substandard army, a lot of slingers really. So we could just take the fight to Kamsa, but unfortunately we cannot abandon Poseidonia, because then the Samnites could pretty much the Neapolis could pretty much backstab us. So we're gonna have to wait a couple of turns to see what exactly is going on with the Neapolis. Especially the more turns they spend not attacking any settlements, they will get a lot of attrition and they will no longer be a threat to us. Let's go ahead and quickly end the turn. Nothing much else to do in this turn. And more we find ourselves being pushed further and further south. Pretty much nothing we can do about that. Crush the riot, of course. We have finished researching our technology, so let's actually research for the Latin troops. Meanwhile, Neapolis is all the way over here, and see if we can attack them in the sea. And they will retreat, so that's even better. And we can go ahead, auto-resolve this one, enslave all the captives. Put our dictator back into the port in order to replenish a little bit, and he is dictator, so he does replenish quite quickly, and in the next turn he can move towards Neapolis itself. And what we want to do for now is to attack Kamsa, and of course they have a lot more units than we do, so I'm not looking too concerned about that. However, we have our next army that can pretty much take the remainder of the troops that it needs.
Our loyalty is yours.
And then we can march him all the way down towards Kamsa. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to attack this army within the settlement, because if I do that then they will get access to traps. What I am going to do is instead just wait for them to attack me instead, and that way they will not have access to any of those traps. Meanwhile, we can have a quick look at all of our provinces. Quick look at our diplomacy. We are trustworthy. Maybe, just maybe, we can get these guys to join the war against us.
If we speak anything but truth in our deliberations.
What if I pay them everything? No, they will not join. How about I ask you to join the war against Neapolis?
Will listen with interest to all you have to say.
Okay, you will not join that war either. Paris, you are at war with just the 2 of us basically. So yeah, nothing much to do. What we can do is definitely focus on our politics, improve the public order in Veii, Meanwhile, see if we can promote any characters. We can promote this character. We can also marry him off. Meanwhile, quick look at our influence. We are really respected in the Senate, so that is also pretty good. We can send this character, meanwhile, in order to attempt to appease the Tarchuna, hopefully gaining way for ourselves. Go ahead and educate some of our sons. Do we have anything that will give us zeal? Because what we really need is one extra zeal. And nothing we can do about that. However, once we finish researching this for the Latin reforms, what we are going to do is we are going to focus on getting that research land reclamation done so that we can build a decentralized ranch and improve our economy even further. Let's go ahead and quickly end the turn. Pretty much see what Taras will be up to. I have a feeling they will attack us, and I'm actually looking forward to that. But they do not attack us, which is even better, because every turn they don't attack us, they will take a lot of attrition, and it will give me time to get our dictator. I keep forgetting his name, but Camillus is his surname. I think it's Marcus Furius Camillus. Can get him back towards Comsa, and he can therefore reinforce Comsa. Alright, Roman units upgrade. Quick look at what's going on down south over here. We can march him all the way close enough to Comsa. Of course, while we are taking attrition, they are taking significantly more attrition, so I don't really care about that. Meanwhile, I also want to march my other army down towards Bovanium, and we can go ahead and disband both of these hoplite units in order to gain some population class. But what I'm going to do is actually wait a turn to get 60 patrici, and then I will go ahead and disband this hoplite unit. However, since we have completed our research, let's go ahead and upgrade our cattle ranches with further technology. And hello, hell yeah, welcome to the live stream, glad to have you with us. And of course, as you can see, agricultural income, for those of you who are following our Nervii Let's Play live series, you will know that agricultural income suffers a lot during the winter months. And there's nothing much we can do about that. And what we really need is to conquer an industrial sort of a province. Offensive alliance with these guys, and that is all well and good. I could use some allies in the region. I'm really surprised that Proton isn't joining our war against Taras. That would be really helpful if we could turn the Greeks against each other. However, we can do nothing much about that. Meanwhile, we can move Legio 1 Invicta towards Comsa. Now we can easily auto-resolve the battle. Or we could fight it out. I think we should probably fight it out, as we do have another army of Taras that is approaching us. So let's go ahead and fight it out, but before that, let's have a quick look at our provinces. And we have leveled up over here. So what I could do is actually build up yet another building over here. We can build up this building. Gives a further agricultural income, which is great. And now we should have 60 hoplites over here, 60 patrici, which is good. Means we can disband these hoplites and get 460. So that is great. And we're going to move this character back towards Anagi. Meanwhile, keep moving Legio 3 Ferrata down south towards Poseidonia for now. And can even perhaps upgrade this fishing port, although I don't really want to because our public order is suffering a little bit. Quick look at all of our characters. We have a character over here who's leveled up. Let's go ahead and give him some abilities to improve our empire maintenance. Meanwhile, what we are going to do is we are going to keep attempting our diplomatic overtures to Tarchuna in order to get Vey from them. And it seems like the Sabines have actually engaged in a war, and they are at war with the Senones, and they would have really been a good target for now, but we are at war with Taras, and nothing much we can do about that. Let's have a quick save over here, hop into the battle, play with large armies, but then again, I don't really want to fight this battle because they're going to have a lot of traps, which is rather annoying. They don't have a lot of hoplite units. So you know what, I'm just going to auto-resolve it because I can't be bothered to deal with traps. And let's go ahead and loot the settlement because it is Italic culture. Meanwhile, Marcus Furious can march back towards Poseidonia in order to replenish, and what we are going to do over here is march this guy back up towards Bovanium in order that he replenishes. And over here what we are going to do is convert this into a military recruitment province. Go ahead and dismantle these buildings.
We live to serve.
Very quickly move our spy down south.
On the move. Your order.
Meanwhile, this spy over here... I mean, I could attack Taras, and that would really give me a very, very strong position down in the south. But I could find myself overextended in case Croton decides to attack me, or even my former allies, the Daunians. Then I would have to pretty much defend this entire territory. So what I'm going to try to do to see if I can actually peace out
Greetings.
Taras.
Do not waste time on ill-chosen words.
I'm going to pay them a lot of money, and they are on high, so that is great. Okay, fantastic. They have been pieced out, and that is great. Okay, so we are no longer at war with them. What we can do is now focus on conquering the Sabines instead. Let's go ahead, quickly end the turn. And I really don't care paying a lot of money to piece out an enemy, especially if it gives me the ability to focus on some geostrategic locations like the Sabines for now. Let's just cancel this trade agreement with them. And we can convert this to gain some more charge bonus. Let's go ahead, build a field of Mars over here. Move this army back towards Bovanium. Meanwhile, Marcus Furious can move all the way into the settlement of Capua. Get you on a patrol stance. You can go back into the settlement, and finally you can actually march down towards this direction. We're gonna get all of our spies back up north, basically to have a line of sight of what's going up north over here with these other Samnites, and maybe we should attack them. And attacking them would be actually a very wise thing to do. If we can conquer both of these Samnites, then pretty much we have that central region of Italia, and we have reduced our flank quite significantly. If you look at it, right now we are really stretched out, so we could be attacked by pretty much any faction. But if we can kind of change our borders to this, then we pretty much have a very small border down in the south. In fact, extremely small if you only count that Taras is hostile. We have defensive alliances on either side. And in the north, meanwhile, we have a yet another short border, which is pretty much over here. And since the Vey are friendly with us and do have a defensive alliance with us, this area over here is not a concern. but we can pretty much reduce our frontage to this region, after which we can push to the Samnites, further reducing our front. So that is how we basically want to engage in geostrategic decisions. And speaking of geostrategic decisions, we are going to declare war against these guys, so we might as well break off all the treaties with them, and soon enough we will be at war with them. Go ahead, end the turn.
They are used to hardship.
Neapolis still exists, however, it's only a matter of time before they are completely wiped out. Hello Code, welcome to the live stream, glad to have you with us. And yeah, it's only a matter of time before Neapolis is wiped out, and there's nothing much they can do. Our settlements have their maximum garrison, so yeah, the Helvetii migrating into this region. Interesting. While we have a little bit more population over here, so we might as well just deploy our units in that region. And I'll just move our army a little bit closer to this settlement. Fantastic. So we have a line of sight. We're going to move our spies back up north. We have another spy somewhere down over here, and he's over here, so we're going to move him also across.
I'm done.
And now our economy is looking even more sturdier. We're making 13,000 denarii in Latium itself, which is absolutely fantastic. And let's go ahead and upgrade some of our settlements. Quick look at Campania itself. We can upgrade over there and upgrade it over here as well. Fantastic. And we can even engage in some politics, sending this character to improve the public order situation in Veii, as well as send this character to keep appeasing Tarchuna, but Tarchuna doesn't really like us, and they're not.
Your approach is a friend.
Maybe we can establish a defensive alliance with them. And that's on high, so I don't really need to spend all of my money. Moderate. Oh, come on. Okay, defensive alliance. Let's get our defensive alliance up and running. They'll reject. I'll just have a quick look at the chat. I noticed someone is asking questions, and just try to establish this defensive alliance firstly. Fantastic, we've done that. They are quite friendly with us. We're going to pay them a little bit more to improve their opinion of us. They're at 123, which means now I can send a character to kind of engage in some diplomatic missions with them. A quick look at the chat. Where's the expansion going to focus on? East, north, or south? East, north, or south? Okay. Currently we have expanded a lot into the south, and we have a very big frontage. I just explained this to the viewers who are already viewing the stream. Idea is to reduce our frontiers by conquering the central region, because if we conquer this region, as I explained, we have defensive allies over here, here, and here, which means our only vulnerable section will pretty much be this region over here, as well as this minor region that borders Taras. So we will have a very powerful position. We can even have just a single legion in Comsa and have all of our focus in the northern section of Italia. That being said and done, let's go ahead and end the turn.
I am Horatius Reborn.
Alright, our diplomat has returned with the generous tribute, which is actually fantastic, which means we can even improve the relationships further with the Tarchuna. So let's do that. We want to get it at 200, because at 200 they have the maximum chance of accepting our demand and actually triggering a successful diplomatic mission in which we will gain the region of Veii. But that being said and done, we still dictator. Champion. These guys have leveled up, so let's take that. Okay, perfect. Neapolis. That's rather interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and declare this war. We're gonna march into their territory. We can just ignore them, because we are gonna conquer those settlements fairly quickly. And actually focus on our next enemy, the Fratani, and gain some line of sight of what exactly is going on over there in that region. However, Marcus Furius Camillus, who is an ex-dictator, is going to lead the attack against Corfinium. We are going to go ahead attack the settlement and send our Legio 3 Ferrata to reinforce. And of course this does definitely have to be a battle that we fight. They are going to get access to traps, unfortunately, and we're going to have to deal with the traps. So let's just hop into the battle. That is very interesting. They haven't sallied out, which is actually kind of good for us, I guess, because we have a lot of hoplite units which are really good at, you know, holding the streets, the narrow streets. So definitely that's going to be very, very helpful. Our main army, our other army, reinforcing army, is coming from this direction. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to select our entire army and deploy them in an extremely narrow formation over here, because narrow formation is a lot easier to redeploy. Quickly group up our armies.
Our reinforcements
Get this guy as group 1. Push you all the way over there. Meanwhile, we want to slow down the battle, because I noticed the enemy is kind of pushing towards our flank. Get all of these guys to form up over here. Curse my OCD. And all of these guys can form up over here. And we have 4 more cavalry units that should join the battle. Move them up. 4. Group 3, we can push you all the way out here. And we get a couple of these guys to form up over here. Alright. These guys, meanwhile, they're not entirely perfect. Ugh. Okay, perfect. Happy with that. Meanwhile, get our Plumni. Get all of these units behind over here. General can pull back. Get a couple of these units on that left flank. A couple of these units on the right flank. And Plumni can also form up on the left and right flank. You're going to go into group 4. Group 4, I'm going to push you all the way out. And the other 2 Plumni can come all the way over here. Fantastic. And we're going to select all of the Plumni, turn off the fire at will. Meanwhile, our front line is nearly formed, and that is the advantage of using a narrow formation, as it definitely helps you to deploy a lot faster. Go ahead and toggle on that melee mode for these cavalry units. Now we are really going to quickly select our entire front line. We need to group them up. And we're going to click slightly in front. That changes their whole frontage. Group 5, hurry up. Reposition you. You're going to be somewhat over here. Group 2, you're going to come over here. Did get charge on that left flank, but we are going to encircle the enemy and return the favor. Meanwhile, these couple of units can move all the way over there. And these units can also kind of tuck in over here. So perfect, we have done with our deployment. What we are going to do is select all of our hoplites and engage in that hoplite phalanx. We're going to move one of our generals in this direction. He does have the war cry ability, which is fantastic. And over here, we need to split up our cavalry real quick so that we can encircle the enemy cavalry. Fantastic. Now both of these cavalry units are already retreating, so we might not even need to use our generals against them. Let's quickly protect our flank over here. Meanwhile, have a look at what's going on in the other side. We have this unit kind of getting encircled. Let's quickly maneuver closer to the enemy. Move this guy a little bit over here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And charge this unit into that unit. Meanwhile, you can come here, come here. That is a perfect charge.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Meanwhile, double tap on 3 to see what's going on over there. We have done quite well. We're going to reposition our army. Double tap 4. Fantastic. This unit can come back because that unit is fully retreating. We're dealt with the cavalry for the Samnites, so no longer they will be able to threaten us. We're going to quickly move up all of our units and use our slingers to kind of attack their missile units. For it, charge group 4. Get up Lumni. Charge over there. 2 of you can come here. And this unit is losing decisively. We're going to move our general closer in that direction. Meanwhile, this Palumni can come around in an attempt to try to flank.
The men are wavering.
Which men are wavering? Our slingers. So very quickly just inspire them. Move back. Go ahead, charge. Get this cavalry all the way over there. Lumni over here. Double tap on 4. These units can charge over here. Lumni can come all the way up there. And now you can charge into this massive unit of archers. Great, good stuff. Keep moving back. General can war cry over there, and that will break the unit. Hey, fantastic. So we have a very good situation over here. We have pretty much dealt with all of the enemy cavalry save for that one general unit that's over there, and that's a heavy spear unit, so we don't have to fear anything. Meanwhile, we get our other cavalry units to kind of charge into the enemy. Group 4, you can come out since you have dealt with the enemy. This unit is done, which is fantastic. Go ahead, start throwing your javelins into that unit. Meanwhile, I want this unit to kind of try to pin down these units over here. Hopefully. Move up Limni all the way in the back. Focus on group 4, you're doing quite well. Group 3. Amazing. Fire at will for the Palumni. While Group 3 pull you back, Group 4 we can pull you over there.
Used all its ammunition.
And our Polymni can start throwing into the backs of these units as well. Go ahead and inspire some of the troops, especially the ones on this side of the on our right flank, because our right flank is a little bit overwhelmed. 3 can come around. Well, these units are going to take a lot of damage from that javelin throw. Can we get insights for the next update? Yes, definitely. And Petros, hello from Greece. Where are you from? I'm originally from India, but I live in the Middle East. Group 3, go ahead, charge here. Group 4, want you to charge into these units. Get a couple of these units to come here, pull up alumni out of that melee engagement. Cavalry. It's a melee unit, so our charge should not be much of a problem. Get both of these units to charge over here, and we're going to charge this unit real quick. This general over here is going to also charge into that unit. And we are going to pretty much attack these units. Go ahead, keep charging. Fantastic. Group 3 can continue the chase. Our general, meanwhile, can... Alright, he's done over there, so that's all well and good. Oh, actually, there is one unit over there that needs to break, so we are going to break him.
The battle is turning in our favor.
We can get these units over here, get Group 4 all the way over here. This is the massive blob right in the center. Go ahead, inspire our main front line. Get our general, just the one. You can come over here. Meanwhile, cavalry can start cycle charging. And select Group 4. Fantastic, we have broken the entire right flank, and all that remains is the juicy center. And we are going to move our general across. And he's going to inspire the entire army if he can. Meanwhile, pull back our companion cavalry, get Group 3 into the fray, and the enemy is soon routing, which is great news. Get our general to charge back into those units. And this is a problem with charging. So what actually happens is, you know, a lot of the retreating units actually prevent you from getting a clean charge off. However, you know, nothing much else to do there, and of course a very, very decisive victory. And pretty much with that we have conquered the settlement. Alright, let's have a look at the chat. Can we get insights for the next update? Sure, Lol. Some of the insights for the next update is we are overhauling the Samnite roster. We are also changing Taris's roster. We're gonna make some few fixes to the Roman faction itself, and that's pretty much the next step. So I think after we deal with the Italic countries, we're going to be focusing on the Greeks, and we will be updating their rosters. Let's go ahead quickly loot the settlement because it is Italic, and we can convert or repair this building. Meanwhile, I mean, I could build up this over here, but I don't think I want to do that. What I want to do instead is just simply build up some more temples so that I get more buffs. Like your one Invicta has leveled up. So let's get that morale, which is amazing, as you have seen. The moral debuff is really powerful. Can the Total War Tella map modder also be used in Rome 2? I'm not entirely sure. My expertise with map modding is very limited. In fact, it is almost non-existent. So I would recommend to actually, check it out on the Discord, the TW Agora Discord. And in that Discord, you can pretty much get to know whether they are worth it. That being said and done, I'm not entirely sure if we have sent a character just yet. She is on a mission, so that means we have engaged in all of our politics for this turn. Quick look at all of our provinces. Alright. We're gonna wait for Roma to level up before we can go ahead and actually upgrade Ostia as well. And let's just quickly end the turn because there's nothing much else to do in this turn, of course. As you can see, we are slowly pushing into Samnium. There's just a final settlement left. And after that final settlement, we are going to focus on the Fritani, thereby reducing our frontier and securing our republic once and for all. And I think once that is done, then the rest of the campaign will be very, very easy. Alright, we have the Neapolitans attacking us over here. So we can just use our defensive formation and enslave them. Those guys still exist, which is a little bit of a problem, I'm not gonna lie, because what could possibly happen is they could recruit some mercenaries and that could give us a little bit of headache. And of course that was a failed diplomacy, so we have lost a character. Nothing to worry about. We are going to remarry and definitely use some characters to improve the public order. We can do it in Campania. Meanwhile over here, this guy is the Archon. We should have some spies nearby. I think they're all the way up north, so we can't really even assassinate him, which is rather unfortunate. What we are going to do instead, or what we should be doing instead, is have a quick look at what's going on over here. And this is absolutely perfect. I mean, I should really be focusing on trying to deal with this army, because in case he can build up some mercenaries, then we will be in trouble. And it seems like he has built up all the mercenaries he can, so I don't think we have any more trouble having to deal with this army. So what we're going to do is... This is interesting. We're going to make it seem like Corfinium is a very viable target, so we're gonna move all the way towards Bovanium, move this army outside the settlement, and move this army into the settlement. Meanwhile, we can level up some characters. Go ahead and do that. Fantastic. And we even have a Governor General that has leveled up, so we can get some more tax rate and some more agricultural income bonus. That is actually really fantastic. Our economy is getting stronger by the minute. And as soon as we hit our next Imperium level, we are going to recruit our 4th army. Sergeant Meme Swaraj, lol at Samnites and Taras, mainly with some fixes for other factions about Total War map, nothing set in stone, RIP, wife. Do you have a team, and is there an estimate of the release of the next update? Kind of like a member of 3. Yeah, actually we have a team of 3. Anyone who's willing to help and join will make the process a lot easier, no matter how little that contribution is, especially for me, because I will find work for you guys to do, I promise you guys. However, I don't think there's much else to do in this turn. What we can do, perhaps see if we can level up some characters. Let's go ahead, rank up that character as well as marry off that character. We can use this character meanwhile to engage in some diplomacy with Tarchuna, and what I want to do is further improve our opinion with Tarchuna. Let's actually go ahead and do that by paying them a lot of money. And now they should have 200 opinion of us. But ideally you want to have a character that has 800 gravitas, as that will have the maximum chance of succeeding. However, we don't have that for now, and I do not want to risk any of my family members getting killed, so we are going to ignore that for now. Meanwhile, this army over here at Taras is looking quite deadly, but hopefully in the next turn we should be able to defeat the final remnants of the Samnite faction that's over there. And once we do that, then we can keep an army in Tarchuna to basically hold out against Taras should they decide to attack us. However, let's go ahead, quickly auto-resolve this minor nuisance. We are going to go ahead and slay the captives. And Neapolis still survives in that fleet over there, however, nothing much they can do. And in about a couple of turns, they should be wiped out, which is going to be quite helpful for our campaign.
The gods have spoken through our priests. A treaty with you would be.
Now, these guys want a non-aggression, and I'm totally fine with that as long as they are willing to pay me and pay the Republic. And I can also get a military access so that I can get a little bit of line of sight with that area. Fantastic. Okay. Now is the time to actually attack the Peligni. And what they have actually done is they have done a massive mistake over here by staying out of their settlement.
My forces are yours to command.
What we're gonna do is actually attack this settlement,
We will lay siege.
and we are going to
Command.
kind of move our armies real close.
Rome is the. What is your next command?
And no, don't attack their settlement.
We live to serve.
Now attack their settlement again
Save them.
and move our army to attack this army. We should retreat, and hopefully it's far enough. And now we should have a very easy auto-resolve. So just with a little bit of maneuvering like that, we could easily auto-resolve this entire situation. We are going to go ahead and loot the settlement once again. Quickly repair the buildings that we need, and the good news over here is we finally have access to iron, which means we can build up some blacksmith or a weaponsmith. Meanwhile, this unit over here, we're going to try to see if we can assassinate him. We can't really assassinate him. That is a little bit unfortunate, but what we can do instead is we can move this army into Corfinium. And now things are looking good. Now dealing with the Fretani is not going to be easy because they have 2 wall settlements, and of course they have 3 full stacks as well. So definitely not going to be easy at all. Meanwhile, we have discovered yet another faction. Let's get a trade agreement with these guys. These guys are a client state of the Fretani. So I mean that could be a little bit of an issue. We're gonna have to see how that pans out in the future. Meanwhile, we have also discovered Akragas. Hopefully they trade with us. Wonderful, they have. And trading with as many factions as you can is probably the best thing to do. Let's have a quick look at all of our provinces. Everything seems to be fine. Do we have a character? Okay, we have this character and we can send her on a diplomatic mission to Tarchuna. Meanwhile, the other character can improve the public order in Vei. And we are losing public order across the board, unfortunately. But that is due to slaves, I'm willing to bet. However, that being said and done, let's look a quick look at Legatus, Latium, and we need to upgrade these unit cards over there. We can get the rightful sovereign. 3 points of that should counteract any of the public order decline. And since he has leveled up, it means we can level him up even over here. That is great because we get extra tax rate. Meanwhile, Marcus Camillus can go ahead and educate yet another character. That's going to be super helpful. Meanwhile, quick look at politics. We can elect consuls, so I think we should because they kind of give provincial bonuses as well, so... And I don't really know what provincial bonuses, but It is what it is, I guess. Let's go ahead and end the turn. How can we help, lols? So basically, what we really need, lols, is that I do have to make a lot of unit cards for the submod, and that takes a lot of time, not because of the process of making the unit cards, but because you know, to cut out the unit cards. So basically, I take screenshots in the game before I cut out the unit cards. And cutting out the unit cards actually takes time, but it can be achieved with a free software known as GIMP. So for any of you interested, you can actually, you know, post me in Discord, and I will basically give you a rundown on how that is achievable. Because basically, if you cut out the unit card, then I don't have to do much of the work. I will pretty much have to just edit it. Alright, let's deal with this army before it can attack Bovanium. And he will retreat closer to the settlement, meaning our auto-resolve is going to be even greater. And I'm not going to complain. I can easily auto-resolve this one. Enslave all of them, wipe out the faction. And going to move one army into Capua. And the other army can continue towards Bovanium. And while over here, build up that. Alright, perfect. And our spy can move slightly up over here. And now, if we have a look at the map, you can already start to see that our southern flank is getting a bit more secure. Taras, however, is pushing deeper. So we might have an issue having to deal with Taras. The Taras units are not yet ready. The Samnite units are not yet ready. However, I do have a couple of units from, you know, from another mod that is also going to be part of the Rise of the Republic campaign, so I could use your help in cutting out the unit cards for that. And of course, that will also give you a practice on how to do it, so definitely it will be really appreciated. However, once Taras and the Samnites are done, I can definitely link it to you. Quick look over here, we can get the rightful sovereign. I really want to have a look at the province. We have quite a lot of empire maintenance issues, so let's actually get some empire maintenance benefits over here to counteract that empire maintenance. And since that character is leveled up, means he can also be leveled up in the screen over here, so let's rank him up. And once again, we are going to keep sending our dignitary to improve the situation with Archuna. And we can also improve the public order in Roma itself. Let's go ahead and do that. Get that public order on the rise, which will be extremely helpful to our cause. Fantastic. That I think I can go ahead and end the turn, and we should be kind of fully replenished for the next turn, and maybe we will even launch our war against the Frateni. Quick look at our summary. We are just about halfway towards Imperium level 5, so we need a couple more settlements to reach that Imperium level, and I'm actually contemplating attacking the Sabines instead, and I think I will be going ahead and doing that instead. Oh, I'm free on Sunday, so I will try to help you in whatever way I can. Well, that's amazing, man. Just hit me up on Discord, and there is no pressure. Keep in mind that with modding, it is pretty much you're doing it for free, so there is no real deadlines, and this is why it takes a long time to update mods, is because there are no deadlines. However, you can do it as per your free time, and basically you will be helping me out predominantly as opposed to any of the other modders a lot, and that would really be much appreciated. However, let's move Legio 2 all the way up north, since we are kind of sort of in a comfortable position. We're going to move Legio 1 Invicta also up north, and meanwhile we're going to keep moving Legio 3 Ferrata towards Comsa. We can level up these characters over here. Speaking of leveling up characters, I just realized we can actually send a champion to military train the other army, because that could quickly level up that general, and in fact by leveling up that general real quick, what that does is it basically allows him to get that military logistician, which is super important for, of course, very quickly get that food and growth rate increment, which is very important for, of course, our army upkeep. Iggy33, your mod is awesome. What I would suggest in historical terms, which are totally absent in vanilla. Historical events. Okay, historical events. Yes, definitely. I mean, we would be considering that. But for now, the main focus is obviously going to be overhauling each and every single of the factions that are available in the campaign. Alright, very quick look at our other characters. We do have another character over here that we can hire, because it's going to take forever for these kids to come of age, so we might as well hire this character. And being hired, we can even adopt him, and once he's adopted, we can even marry him off. And still no zeal for this character, which is kind of sad, to be honest. I'm really desperately in need of zeal. Let's give some gravitas abilities to these characters over here. And while a damage inflicted is far superior, so let's get that damage inflicted. Morale is pretty good. And we could keep gravitas over there. What we don't need is gravitas for that character. So switch it around a little bit. Get the damage inflicted for sure. Line of sight, since we don't have much else. Meanwhile, over here we can get some public order improvements. Alright, fantastic. With that, we are ready to end the turn once again. But maybe we can still engage in some diplomatic missions with Tarchuna. Alright, let's improve the public order of Samnium itself. And we don't really need to get food, but we are going to do it regardless, because we want to level up our characters and get even more gravitas with our characters, so that we will be able to successfully take away from the Tarchuna. Join the war against Syracuse. No, I'm not interested in your war. You did not join the war against us. And join the war against Taras. Again, I'm not interested in your war against Taras. Meanwhile, I don't need... You know what? I'm gonna accept your non-aggression. I'm gonna make you pay for it, however, because of course we are gonna focus on the Sabines instead. And we have got the region of Vey at long last, which is excellent. Means we have completed over here. We're going to dismantle all of these buildings. Go ahead, build up that over there. Dismantle. Fantastic. We now have the entirety of Vey, which means we can finally move our dignitary. And I'm going to move him towards... I guess we can move him towards Sabinia, because we are going to conquer that province eventually. Quickly move up our legions into position to attack the Sabines. Do we have a trade agreement with them? We do not. Oh, sorry, the Sabines. We do have a non-aggression as well as a trade agreement with them. We're going to cancel both of those. And in the next turn, we're going to launch our invasion of the central regions of Italia at long last. So definitely looking forward to that, because I would definitely like to improve my strategic position on the map. However, over here we can upgrade this character to get even more cultural conversion as well as some more empire maintenance reduction. Go ahead and build the Shrine of Mars. Culturally speaking, we do have 36 influence over here, so we should be able to get Latin culture fairly quickly. However, any additional help is always welcome. quick look at our spy. We have another spy over here, which is quite useful. And that has come from an event. Speaking of events. Lols, are you no name? Yes, Sergeant Neem Suraj is no name on Steam. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Non-aggression, no thank you. We are gonna attack you. It's gonna be winter, so we are gonna attack you, and it's gonna be a slow and steady attack. Alright, let's initiate this war against the Sabines. Go ahead, get some further skills for our general. Meanwhile, our champion, we wanted to move him down south over here to train up this character. We're gonna push you over there. Our general, only 16. Let's actually declare the war. They are allied with the Umbri. That is rather unfortunate. However, they are at war with some factions, so I can... Anyways, Sergeant Neem Suraj, I have to go. I will see you later. Well, thank you for tuning in to the stream. It was really nice to have you with us, helping me out in answering some of the questions of fellow modders, viewers, I'm sorry. And have a great day. We are going to go ahead and just attack them. I don't care if we are called into a war against the Umbri. And let's move up Legio 1 Invicta as well. It's an easy auto-resolve. Go ahead, auto-resolve this one, and we can loot the settlement. And finally, we are now at Imperium level 5, I believe. So we can go ahead and repair, and I'm going to convert Sabinia into another military recruitment province. Very quickly over here, going to see if I can actually... And these guys are at war with Taras, so they could be a very good defensive ally. Let's actually pay them a bit for that defensive alliance. And hear me out, the reason I'm doing this is so that... Ooh. Alright, 14, that's high. Let's try to change this, moderate. Join the war against the Sabines. You know what, I'm not interested in you joining the war against the Sabines. Instead, I really want that defensive alliance with you, so I'm willing to pay a fair bit for that. And we are going to get some military access with you when we can as well. We're going to improve our relationships with you because we can even send our characters to kind of military access. Give you that. Very friendly, and we're going to pay a little bit more once again. And the reason being is you're going to pretty much keep Taras occupied. And also we can send some of our characters to gain the province or the region of Alba Puchens. And once we gain that, then we have one of the walled settlements of the Fritani, which then puts them in a much weaker position.
How can I?
So definitely that is what I want to do. But speaking of which, we want to keep leveling up our characters. Go ahead and improve the public order of Wei. And with that, we can go ahead and also end the turn. And since we have a character that has... Since we have more Imperium level, we can actually get yet another army. Let's go ahead and raise another army. We're going to name this Legio 4. Sorry, Legio 1, 2, 3, 4. Legio 4, let's say Italica. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, perfect. And we can also recruit some troops, so let's actually do that. Let's not just sit idly by and waste our turns. Perfect. And with that, we can go ahead and end the turn. We can issue yet another edict, and I think the ideal edict to actually issue is the growth rate over here, so that the province of Samnium expands even faster. Lols, I thought the Pyrrhic Wars were much later. Yes, they were a lot later. Ain, Latin for is 1 and a V. Yes, that is actually how it is currently, but in the past they used to write it as 4 1s basically. So I'm going with the historical way of writing the legion numbers, and there's an additional reason why I do this Ain or Annie, I'm guessing. The reason being is 1 second. Let us wait it out. Okay, and they have done yet another mistake over here, which we can capitalize on. And that is going to be very useful. Move our army over here. And the second reason why I actually do it, the first reason is of course it's historical. The second reason is when I go to my ledger and I arrange my armies, as you can see, they get numerically arranged in the appropriate fashion. However, if I don't rename it as that, then most likely they will not be arranged properly. Alright, that army has retreated, making our conquest of the next region in Samnia a lot easier. We can go ahead once again, loot up the settlement. And next we are going to have to attack Spoletium. And once we attack Spoletium, we are slowly snaking our way across the Apennine mountain range, which is going to be really helpful for us. Let's go ahead and deploy our dignitary over here. Go ahead, repair these buildings, dismantle that one. And I believe over here we do get access to companion hoplites, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go. Okay, companion hoplite. So we definitely want those guys because they once again come from another population class, which will be even more helpful to us. However, we can go ahead and build a blacksmith over here. Have a quick look at these provinces. Excellent. We can even upgrade our farms, but I don't want to do that. Food is looking amazing, and public order over there isn't, so I am just going to stick with those farm levels for now. However, in the future I might change that. Keep moving our champion to train that army. Meanwhile, move this army into Compsa. Meanwhile, we have another champion all the way up here in the north, and we are going to move him down south to kind of train this guy over here. And let's get another hoplite Romani. Wonderful. And we are going to keep improving these characters, improve the public order in Sabinia. Meanwhile, a quick look at this person, 111, that's pretty good. We are going to pay you 10,000 to keep you even more friendly. And with that, we can go ahead and end the turn. That's the idea. I actually had that idea, lols. Hello Ankur, welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you with us. Lols, from a quick search, you could even add an event which brings Alexander from Epirus, not the Macedonian one, his nephew. And what's going on? I thought I had another army over here. I think I moved my general. Oh, that is annoying. Okay, we're gonna quick save over here, and I am gonna go ahead and save up as well because we don't have a lot of time to fight another big battle, unless of course we could just fast forward it. And yeah, so yeah, I think I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna fight it out because definitely I'm gonna be in a weakened position, and Spoletium could also attack me and put me in a further back foot. So I am going to save the game over here, make sure I save it on the cloud as well. I'm not going to take any chances, as I lost my save games before. I'm not going to do that again. However, yes, just to answer LOL's question regarding Alexander from Epirus, yes, we are planning to do something like that. We are planning to add an event like that. Currently, it's just a discussion. Basically, Alexander from Epirus pretty much came to Taris and kind of reformed their armies and introduced some pike units, like the Alexandrian or the Macedonian phalanx units, the Sarissa pike units. So we are thinking of doing that for Taris, and hopefully we will be able to pull off something like that for Taris. However, yeah, another fun fact about Alexander from Epirus is that I believe he died in Italia, and at his death, I don't really like the guy because of what he said, because at his death, he actually insulted his namesake, who is Alexander the Great, who happens to be one of my favorite historical figures, as you can tell probably from my YouTube avatar. Basically what he said while he was dying in the field of battle is that my namesake fought against women. So basically what he was trying to say is that Italians were a lot more, a much more tougher adversary, while downplaying the achievements of Alexander the Great. So yeah, I really don't like him for that. However, he will be a part of the game despite my personal bias against him. However, that being said and done, I thank you guys for watching, and it has been a long stream. It has been 2 hours, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And don't forget to like the video if you like the video. All 15 of you who are present in the live chat, do me a favor, like the video. That really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe if you're interested for more. Peace and love.